or give a damn. We're trapped with something in the cellar. We're trapped down here all together. We're gamers and good ones, and here's our dice. I understand once, you make it twice. Bump, bump, bump in the cellar. Bump, 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 bump in the cellar. If I were the noise in the cellar, I wouldn't take us on when we're together. Make us split up, 'cause then we're weak. I'd cook us for supper, served up with leeks. Why stalk the noise in the cellar? Party, get our XP together. A skitter, it's near us, and then a roar. I wish that it feared us. What's a fighter for? Bump, bump, when something in the cellar. Bump, bump, we'll handle it together. We'll need a cleric in the cellar. Fights go better together. The tiles always run red. We rarely talk to ogres and undead that ooze or walk. Bumped something in the cellar. So we all message together. A skitter, we found it, and then our mage cast something and bound it. It's in a cage. Bump, bump, bump in the cellar. Bump, 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 bump in the cellar. Bump, bump, when something in the cellar. Bump, bump, we'll handle it together. We've dealt with a noise in the cellar. Never should have locked us here together. A rogue and a lockpick, a killing spree. Before the old clock ticks, we're out and free. Bump, bump, when something in the cellar. Bump, bump, we'll handle it together. Bump, bump, when something in the cellar. Bump, bump, we'll handle it together. When I was a little rat, my uncles told me, you'll sail the seas for the Screevies, our niece. You are a little rat, but brave as can be. Here's silver for easing your grieving, our niece. We are sailing, each with a story inside. Ocean secrets all have something to hide. There is a little ring, it hides our first mate from devils who threaten his father, their king. He lost that little thing, and troubles await. Getting it back is a bother. There is a little gnome, they do as he bids. Some fear compassion's forsaken, it is. He has an octopus, don't call it a squid, but it kept us safe from the kraken, it did. Sometimes they call him mad, the anchor's away, the ship's setting off with its hull. Vincent will giggle then, and Squiggles will say that he'll show them all. And we are sailing, each with a story inside. Ocean secrets all have something to hide. The gambler is dealing cards, he's more than a bard. Someday he'll lose his last penny. He's just a little scared, 'cause destiny's hard. He'll serve the deck of the many. depressed and at sea. How good is she at forgiving? We are sailing, each with a story inside. Ocean secrets, all have something to hide. The ranger's a princely sort with almost a twin that sent him to sail as fresh meat in his place. He's never going home, no, never again. His brother is wearing his face. Serving my shifty lord, this rat knows her task. I'll sail the seas for the screevies I roam. I've got my little sword, and here is my mask. Such silver to trade with the greedy for home. Pretty little ladies from down below, lost in the mists where the memories go. Make a heart peace with the ravens and the crows. Ravens and the crows. Hope the seers and the seekers don't find you. Might have done right or you might have done wrong. Just some old lyrics to forgotten songs. The work is hard and the days are long. Days are long, but the years and the seasons won't bind you. Serpents three with stolen things, right? Another power. He has your book, and he wears your ring, and he waits there in his tower. The city is a crater where the wizards die. The voices in your head brought you here to hide. Found a mountain home where the ravens bide. Ravens bide. Didn't know the journey would blind you. Clerics and the monks tend the olive tree, but they have no flowers and they got no bee. They live long here and there's no disease. No disease, but you can't put your hate behind you. Serpents three must pay the price for stealing mage's power. Kill them once, and you kill them twice, and 3 times in their tower. She's mourning for a lover who burned and bled. He died from a spell meant for her instead. Hopes you won't remember that she wants you dead. Wants you dead, as your magic and the visions remind you. The serpents are sinners, but you've never been nice. Learned your law with a heart of ice. Most live once, but you get to go twice. Get to go twice. Change the pattern and the goal they designed you.
Greetings, fellow geeks and gamers of Soups. Today we're going to be playing some Phantasy Star Online Blue Burst. We're going to be starting off today with a new character. I'm not going to stick with them very long. I'm going to be playing it with specifically just through the forest. I wanted to test a thing I had seen on the website that said you could change your section ID. And so, thank you for joining the Geek and Gamer Army, Lantis Grayfield. Enjoy the free emotes you get. What brought you in here? And while you think about that answer, I'm going to finish what I was saying here. So we made Nay here, Nay, which is the character from Phantasy Star 1 and 2 and 3. I think she's in 3. She was, if you use that, it's Verdia. We turn her into a purple num. So that was the whole reason for doing this. But we're going to go ahead and play with her for a little bit. We're going to be playing solo with her, unless anyone wants to join and they just say something in chat. What is this, an adore? I can't see it. Is that a little wolf? That's so cute. I have my chat up in like 5 different places, and in most of them, my chat is smaller than standard Twitch chat, so I actually couldn't see what it was at first. Create a party. Ah, fair enough. I play it on Tuesdays and occasionally on Saturdays. It's not a weekly one, but it does... I mean, it's not a daily one, but it does get played regularly. So if you want to see more of it, just know that Tuesdays are the day I play it. And then, like I said, I normally on Saturdays run a Dungeons and Dragons one-shot. However, if I don't get enough players for that, I play Phantasy Star Online instead. So, do you play Ephinea? Or are you just a nostalgia fiend who's here because you see Phantasy Star and you remember it from your youth? Also, yeah, that's such a cute little wolfie. But yeah, we play this once to twice a week. So, if you want to see more of me, I'm very casual about it. My highest level character is level 52. Oh my gosh! There we go. Sunday. Did I sell my Resta disc? I know I can't use it, but I thought it would still show up as gray in there. Your Fomar? Nice, 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 nice. My main is a Humar. And that's my level 52. I have made all 3 of the Mars. I have a Humar, a Raymar, and a Fomar. But I've always just liked being that jack of all trades character that a Humar tends to be. Like, I always feel like they have the ability. They're not the best at anything, but they're good at everything, and that's what I enjoy playing. Ow. I would like to find a barrier. That would make a difference. But yeah, I've played... I don't know if this... Is this the only Phantasy Star game you've played? You did just say you see Phantasy Star, you follow. And I have played the majority of the numbered series. And I've played Phantasy Star Online 1 and 2, and episodes 1, 2, and 3. I've not played episode 4 yet. I've never bothered to go into it. Even though I've played Blue Burst multiple times in the past, I've never done... Ow, get off me. There we go. I put the wrong Zonde on my bar. I knew I wasn't going to have Gazande. Why would I put that one on my bar until I get it? Monofluid, nice. I do want some monofluids for my mag early on. Ow. Oh, I didn't even realize it didn't switch when I hit the button. Let's try that again. You've been here staring at my face instead of my gameplay. I apologize. I'm glad I looked over at my second. So I have a playback on my phone to see everything's going on. I looked over and still saw my face. I apologize. We're just in the forest, though. We're not doing anything crazy. But yeah, we have Nay here, which again, she's based on the character from Phantasy Stars 1 through 3. I was about to turn off the music. I should probably still do that. Hell yeah. So, 3 I didn't play until I got it on the collection series on my Dreamcast back in the day. Because I've been playing this game since it came out on Dreamcast. Which I always like to talk about on stream because, you know, it's such a fun little thing. If you're from America, you may be familiar with this, but back, especially in like the late 90s, because, you know, people were actually finding out that kidnappings were actually happening to people around the world, or children around the world, especially in the States. Malls would have this thing where police officers would come in and take fingerprints and stuff of kids, so they would be in a registry in case your kid ever got lost. It would make it a lot easier. And they would always give like raffles on these things. And whenever I had my fingerprints taken and permanently put into the police system whenever I was a child, the top raffle option was a Dreamcast, and I won it. And then I got this game, well, the first one, because it was Phantasy Star Online Episode 1. There wasn't even an Episode 2 at that time. Hell yeah. I love the portable games. Cool. That's awesome. So yeah, I've had this since Dreamcast. And all because I got lucky enough to win a raffle, and my parents knew, hey, this kid likes these role-playing games. So yeah, I've been a big fan of the series. I kind of want to grab my grab a converter and capture. Oh no, not that guy. Him. Okay. I want to grab a converter and capture my Dreamcast and play the Dreamcast version, just so people can see how nice this looks compared to that. Even the GameCube was a huge graphical upgrade. I say huge. The game looks good, honestly. But it's just like the textures are a little cleaner and it loads a little nicer on even the GameCube. I just have not gone and done that yet. I have a capture card for HDMI, but I don't have an HDMI for my Dreamcast. Big surprise there. But I also had it on GameCube. I had PSU. I have played Phantasy Stars 1 through 4. PSU. I have not played PS Zero, I think was the other big one. I didn't play that one. But I've played Phantasy Star Online episodes 1 through 3, and I've played Phantasy Star Online 2. I have not played New Genesis yet. Man, I wish I had a handgun that I could equip. Oof. Oh. There we go. But yeah, big fan of the franchise in general. Yeah, I'm an OG, which of course means I played it primarily back before we had the internet to tell us how to do section IDs and everything. And so like play it on Ephinea. Well, first, okay, so I guess I should clarify some extra stuff here actually, because when I first came back to playing it, I have a friend who played on the Ultima servers, which used to be a lot more popular back in the day. I don't need to try New Genesis. All right. Interesting. Is it bad? I've heard, we were talking about it on my friend Corgi Nub's channel the other day, who is an art streamer, if you're interested in art. Also, if you like art, I do art on Fridays. So if that's something, or sometimes art. What I said, my things I said earlier were wrong. I play this on Wednesdays. Today's Wednesday, not Tuesday. Anyways, he was saying, yeah, someone in his chat while we were talking said that New Genesis took out the special alerts, and we both were like, "Ah," in unison. It's really disappointing when a game that I enjoyed gets redone. Is it bad or is it just not the same? Because like, oh yeah, and don't get me wrong. By the time we were playing on GameCube, I had a much more comprehensive understanding of the game. But whenever I first started playing on Dreamcast, don't get me wrong, the internet was a thing in the Dreamcast era. But I mean, because Dreamcast obviously had the internet. It actually, okay, cool thing for you. At least whenever I got it, Dreamcast had a toll-free dial-up number that came with it. You put in a CD, it would automatically set up your visual memory unit to dial up a toll-free number so you could play online for free. You didn't have to pay for it because it was a toll-free. And so I actually got to play Phantasy Star online back in the day, which was really cool when it first came out. Of course, it was dial-up, so like the netcode in this game is actually amazing. Like straight up, really good. Story was lacking. That's unfortunate. I know I'm playing Phantasy Star Online, a game that's not known for its story, but I am I play mostly role-playing games, especially on my channel. All we play is role-playing games here. And so, like, story is a big deal for me. So with a game that I love kind of lost its story, that's sad. Did they change the character, the classes, how they fought, or did they just change, or the weapons how they fought? I mean, or did they just change like the gameplay loop itself? I'm over here quizzing you. I apologize for doing that. You know, feel free to just be like, whatever. Don't talk to me about that. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I will not be offended. Ow. The combat is mindless. Okay. Gigabooma! No. Fuck off me, big ol' Gigabooma. Die. Okay, new question, because I asked the guys that I normally play this with you. On your action palette, where do you put your basic attack? Obviously mine's on the left button. Or do you play mouse and keyboard, which in case I don't even know what the palette looks like for that. Oh, I guess you're playing a Fomar. You may not even have, you may not even have, I'm a keyboard. Okay. I guess that makes sense, though, if you're playing Fomar. Like, I'm using my hotkeys a lot, my 1 through 0 on, when I play my Fomar, so I definitely get that. I don't with my Humar, but on my Fomar I do. Ooh, dagger. That's what I'm looking for. So you've played the old ones. You know that Nay is like a dagger claw character. Man, the first time I played Phantasy Star 2, back when it first came out, but before I could really read very well, I don't know if that's accurate. I'm trying to... When did Phantasy Star 2 come out? Because I played Phantasy Star 2 before I played Phantasy Star 1. Phantasy Star 2. When did that actually come out? Okay, definitely it came, so it would have been my first RPG I played then. I was not born when it came out. I am not quite that old. For sure. Yeah, for spells, like I said, with Fomar, I definitely use my hotkeys a lot. I do still keep my, I still play on the controller because I use a numpad for my hotbar. Yeah. Um, but like, I keep 3 spells on my action palette for my hunters. And then my heals and recovery are on my hotbar. But yeah, Nay is I'm a youngling, right? I was born in 1989, so I literally was born the year this came out. Not this, Phantasy Star 2 came out. So yeah. I'm only, 30. How old does that make me? What year is this? 36. Don't make fun of me. I forget how old I am all the time. Or do, I guess. It doesn't really matter if you make fun of me. I'm not going to be upset by it. It's funny. So, the majority of the people who watch my streams are actually older than me. And I think that's kind of interesting because you find that's true with a lot of younger streamers, obviously. But, like, I think it's interesting that a lot of people that come and watch my streams are born early 80s to late 70s, somewhere in that range. Or late 70s or early 80s, however you want to word it. Ugh, Hill Bear. Donkey Kong. Ow. I missed. Bam. Level up. Hell yeah. Monomate? But yeah. Only 36. Even though I look like I'm an old man. No, I don't actually feel like I look like I'm an old man, don't worry. I have someone who comes into my stream fairly regularly. And she'll randomly just tell me I look good. And I'm like, I'm married, right? And I know she doesn't mean it seriously, but it's sometimes I'm like, I'm married, right? Like, chill. Thank you, though. Not that old. I mean, I was born in 89. I'm a millennial, so. And the two that I do the most stuff with are, they were born in 86. No, 88. No, 80, 86. 86 and 87, I think. I think that's right. So. Can I do this quick enough with it? Or am I too slow? Got it. Wish I could use my handgun. 85. Okay. Okay, so you're not. Yeah, you're only 4 years older than me. But I would call 85 early 80s. So I would say you fit into that category, that range of what my viewers are. Is oh, maybe my I was meaning born in late 70s, early 80s. Not they were the age of early or late 70s, early 80s. No. I understand what you mean. No. You are in the age category of what I was meaning. I just realized how I understand now what you mean. I have my oldest viewer is was born in the 50s though. So I do have some that are a bit older. Oh my gosh, I am missing. Go ahead and use that. That's funny. I hadn't even realized the way I worded that, how that would have come across. But no, I meant born in, born in. Hey, I can use that redstone now. Nice. That? Do I have armor? I don't yet. Yeah. Also, I'm an American streamer, but I think I looked at it and it's 40% of my viewers are Portuguese. Now, I blame that on Pataka Zero. I attribute that to Pataka Zero, but because I rated him once, and since then we've rated each other at least once a week, and he is a Portuguese streamer from Lisbon. We kind of bonded over the fact that we're both performers. Like outside of this, I am a fire performer. I do stage performances with fire. I fire breathe. I fire juggle. I haven't done it in a couple years now, though. I need to get back into it. If oh shit, if I reach my my charity goal on the, you know, I don't know if you're on mobile, if you're on PC or browser or whatever, but I have a charity goal for Extra Life. If we reach that 500 at any point, I'm not gonna. I was originally saying if we made it by next July, but once we hit it, eventually, I'm going to do a live fire performance for stream. So I will get my supplies out, get my wife out on the camera, find a good way to stream it directly from our phone, and do a fire performance for chat. And I'll make sure it's a decent length one, because like a lot of my fire performances are shorter because it's for stage work. So you go on, you do your little bit, the next person comes on and does their little bit. So it's like, I don't know, maybe a 20-minute thing at the most normally. But I'll try to make it like, or like not even a 20-minute, but I'll try to make it at least a half hour. A half hour fire performance, so you know. And I forgot, I haven't mentioned my charity. I do stuff for Extra Life, which is a Children's Miracle Network charity, which is they help get money needed. Oh, my inventory's full. I have to go and use a telepipe soon. Children in need can get their medical attention that they need. The ones if you donate to me specifically, my charity or my money earned goes towards the Kansas City area, the Kansas City, Missouri, or technically it's on Kansas side, I think, because it's KU Med, so it's probably on the Kansas side. But it services Kansas and Missouri, and so children in need can get their medical care based on the fact that we, Extra Life, earn money. I actually got into this from my friend who is a musical performer for Renaissance festivals. She does Extra Life, and she got me to start doing it. So yeah, if you want to help children and get a fire performance, if you stick around long enough, you know, no pressure to do it right now, but if you stick around long enough, eventually that's something that's going to happen, is I'm going to be doing that. Alright, I just saw another command I wanted to try really quick. Do I do it here? Bank. So I just want to test this. Do I have anything I can put in here that could matter? Let's put these moon atomizers. So if I go out of that and I go to bank, I don't have access to that, right? Cool. Okay. But yeah. I used to perform semi-regularly at Renaissance festivals, which is how I got to be friends with so many people who do Renaissance festivals. I haven't done so in a while. My local Renaissance festival sucks right now. Ren Fair, Ren Fest, whatever you want to call them. It gets Steven better. Welcome to the Geek and Gamer Army. Thank you for joining. Enjoy your free emotes. I hope you're having yourself a good time today. I like that name. It gets Steven better. Even if it took me a moment to figure out what it actually said. Are you a fan of this sort of game, or did you just pop in for the hell of it? Either way is fine. It's always interesting to know where people are coming from. Do 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 do. You love PSO, always fun to get watch. Okay, cool. I play this on Wednesday every week, so if you do come back in the future, and then occasionally on Saturdays, I actually normally do. I was already explaining this earlier, but in case you weren't here, I do. Oh, and there's ads. I will finish my rigmarole after the ads. Frame. I need to get a good armor. Ow. No. Ow. Bugger off. I'm gonna have to do a lot of random experimenting now that I know about the shared bank. I didn't know that was a thing, and so that's really nifty. It means I can slap all those unique weapons in there that I don't need, since you can't sell them. Which is messing with me, because I swore you could sell unique weapons for 10 in the past. Alright, let's go ring around the hill bear. Welcome back from the ad. What was I saying? Oh, on Saturdays I normally do Dungeons and Dragons as a one-shot. I am a DM. I've been DMing since about 2004. Maybe earlier than that. Definitely earlier than that. 2004 would have been my... So probably since 2002, actually, I've been DMing. And I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons since like 96 or so. Alright, let's go see if we can take on a dragon. But if I don't get enough players for my one-shot, I play Phantasy Star Online on Saturdays as well. So that's something you can look forward to if you stick around. And if you don't, I understand. I mean, not everyone's cup of tea. I'm not a loud, boisterous individual. I am a very soft-spoken... that's not completely true. I do yell at times. I'm a much more soft-spoken individual than, some of the others, especially some of the others I even collab with. I do collab semi-regularly with Cat Karma and Corgi Nub and Take a Chill Phil and RG Reptimus Prime and Udon Noodles. So if you know any of those guys, Scoots, you know, hey, those are people I know. Cool people. We're still on fire. We're not on the dive yet. I did not. So I'm currently in between jobs. So I was not able to pay for it. I'm going to buy it once I get a nice little chunk of cash, though. I have a friend who bought it, though, so I will be playing it soon. I just don't own it yet. I am looking forward to it. I've been seeing all the posts about the stuff, all the PSO stuff included in it on Reddit, so I'm really excited for it. I shared it with all my friends when I first saw it pop up on my Kickstarter ads or whatever it was. I don't know if it was Kickstarter, whatever ads I was getting that had it. So I got really excited for that one, and I do plan on playing it. I have played a lot of different TTRPGs. Oh no, do I have shortcuts turned off? There we go. Guess you have to do that on each character. I didn't know that. But I've played a lot of official ones. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons specifically for what, 96 to 20, 31 year, or no, 29 years, I guess. Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 is my favorite Dungeons and Dragons. I've played Masks, I've played Fate, I've played Rifts, I've played Pokemon Edge, I've played Final Fantasy D6, I've played Moss, I've played Mouse Ritter, I've played so many. I have played so many. Every Dungeons and Dragon. I've played only the first Pathfinder. I have not played the second one yet. I have played Warhammer, the role-playing game. Warhammer 40k, the role-playing game. Star Wars D20, Star Wars, the role-playing game. Star Trek, the role-playing game. So, I have played a lot of different role-playing games. Tabletop RPGs, I should say, specifically. So while I have not played that one yet, I will be playing it soon because our boy 3.5 is my favorite. Okay, I can actually even tell you why 3.5 is my favorite, because some people are like, I don't know about 3.5, it's too whatever, and I'm like, my reason that I actively like 3.5 so much is that every character is different. You can have two characters of the same class and they still feel different because of how customizable it is, and every character, because of the way the skills work, feels like a character instead of just an archetype. Now, they can be all built the same, don't get me wrong. They don't have to be different, but they generally are different. Pathfinder. I don't hate Pathfinder. I just didn't like it as much. Pathfinder was fine. I definitely respect the fact that so many people like it, because I do see what the draw is to it. It's just not my game. Shock Dagger. I'll hold on to a Shock Dagger. Oh, I should wear that armor. Yeah. So I assume the yes is to my reasoning for preferring it over the newer versions. I want to say something that will get me kicked out of certain groups. I don't think Dungeons & Dragons 4th edition is a bad game. I don't think it's a good Dungeons & Dragons game, but I don't think it's a bad game. I think it is great in other settings. It just feels weird, specifically as Dungeons & Dragons. You said a game like World of Warcraft in 4.0, and it in 4th edition, and it actually it makes sense. Everything about it feels right. You put a sci-fi game in there, it feels really good. And like I said, I know that's the sort of opinion that gets me beat up by certain groups of nerds, and I can live with that. That's not worth it. Alright, so we have tested out what I was trying to test out with this. It is Purple Numb, so even though the name Nay puts you at a Viridia, we are Purple Numb, which is what I was wanting. I am going to switch over to my actual normal character. And we'll play on not solo in case anyone wants to join in. I actually have a whole bunch of Lego plates and walls and stuff, and I use the mini minifigs, the microfigs, I think is what they're called, which are each little figure is the size of a single stud, so you can move them individually, stud by stud. So I have also done that. I also have a big wet erase grid that has both hex and planar, square grid, whatever you want to call it. So I do have both. Oh no, I want to do episode 2. And we're gonna, despite our level, we're only gonna play on hard. Agree, yeah, and it's really fun to use. That is the password there. You can also find it if you want. If you do decide you want to play, we do have it on a !join PSO. Yeah, so I can actually. It was real cheap for this stuff. Honestly, it didn't cost very much to get. Next one, right? This is the one I want. Yeah. I have not gone through episode 2 in so long, so we're going to be doing this on hard only because I haven't in so long. Did I get it wrong? I wanted the VR. Is it this side? Because I want to start off on the VR. There we go. But yeah. With my current stuff I'm doing for my, oh, fuck off. Fuck off! Oh my gosh, I hate. Oh, my inventory is like full. I need to, I forgot to do that last time. Let me go do that real quick. I do Theater of the Mind games for my current weekend on my one-shots. My one-shots are West March style. That's not what I want. I want this. The West March style meaning your characters are... You can use the same character throughout, and any rewards they get are used. You get to keep your rewards. You get to keep your levels and everything. But it is not a... Oh, I didn't know I got the stag cutlery. You know what? Let's play around with it. I don't remember this weapon very well, so we'll play around with it some. No, as much as I want to use it because it's better, I need my slots right now to use my Bryonic. Anyways, we do Theater of the Mind. I do put some visuals up on my stream, but it's not, they're not super important. I don't remember the attack chain for this. Oh gosh. Nope. Okay, it's... Oh my gosh, let me try out my attack chain here. Okay. Alright. I definitely like my Bryonic better, but I might swap my Musashi's off for that because I hate the dual saber moveset. So nice. I plan on trying to draw my character again this Friday. If you're interested in art, like I said, on Fridays, I do art streams. I'm not as good as one of the guys who will probably show up in my stream at some point, Corgi Nub, who does he makes a living doing art, though. But I always think it's important that if you want to do art, you do art. You don't question if it's good. You question how you can improve. You don't question, is it perfect? You question, is it done? And I think that's some good stuff that we both of us really push whenever we're talking about it on our streams. Is the importance of just make something and then make it good later. Both Corgi and I are big proponents of make it and then make it good later. Okay, I can get behind this weapon. Actually, oop, ow. Ow. I love how the harmless Rappy becomes dangerous at higher difficulties. Dye fluid? Don't mind if I do. So I've already been over here? Okay. And over there. So what? Maybe? This is the very beginning. Got it. I know where I am. I know where I am. I already hate this room. Cursed beasts, be damned. Okay. Stag cutlery. Let's do it to him, guys. Alright, that chain's not so bad. I think this leads up top, right? But yeah, whenever we play on... Oops, Jafoy level, that's a cell. I know I have a higher level than that. When we play on Saturdays, it is all theater of the mind, so if you guys are interested in playing, by the way... No pressure to do so, but if that is something that does sound interesting, exclamation Discord to get to my Discord. If you do so, please make sure you do the react to get your role, or you will not be able to chat. I do that to keep the bots out, and if you don't get your role and you cannot chat, it will actually kick you out of the server once you leave. Don't feel any pressure to do so, though. Just know that if you want to play, that's where you can join, is on my Discord. I'm going to be honest, it's not a super active Discord. I only post on it like once or twice a day. So if you're looking for an active community, I apologize. I do post all my art on there that I do on my art streams, and you can see how amateurish I am. If you're an artist of your own, though, there is a spot for sharing your art, We all love to see other people's art. Fuck off! Alright, poison me. Bro. Poison me. I don't want to use up my material or my resources just because you can't poison me. There we go. There we go. Oh, there's another one. I honestly did not remember poison lilies being this bad until I did this episode with Corgi a little while ago, and we both had that moment. Like, I don't remember the poison lilies being something I hated so violently. So, if you guys play Dungeons & Dragons, what do you play? Like, what is your comfort character? Like, what is, if you're told you have to make a character real quick, like, not necessarily what are you, I mean, you can also tell me your first character, what you're actively playing right now, but what is that comfort character? Everyone has that character. Like, I always like to play sorcerers in Dungeons & Dragons, just because I like the charisma characters. I like having all of my spells ready at all times. They don't have to be played as just casting nerds. Like, I really like the charisma cast. Warlocks are good too, mind you, but I like sorcerers a little bit better. They just fit my playstyle a little bit more. But yeah, we talk about Dungeons & Dragons and other TTRP. Oh my gosh, get away from me, you stupid lily. I don't like you. And that's why I hate them. I'm just going to stand here and get poisoned. I know it doesn't help that I'm playing on the multiplayer settings. I have more enemies, but... Sorcerer Druid, you feel... I love Druids. They're such a fun, but I never do that as a comfort pick. It's always a very... I need an intentional decision to play a Druid. I don't get to play very much, obviously, since I've been the DM, but I do get to play occasionally. Like right now, on Fridays, not on stream, this is my personal life, I play Savage Rifts. I play a Savage Rifts game. But yeah, Sorcerer is always my comfort play. I love Druids. Druids are so cool. They're always the most broken class, unfortunately, as a DM, so part of me hates seeing other people play them, but they're such a neat character that I never feel bad about it for very long. Where is the lily? Are you over here? No. Are you the lily? Yes. And you're also a lily. God damn. There we go. And are you guys playing any current? Are you playing any games right now? And if so, what is your character? Oh, okay. And what was your first character you ever played? Ooh, I don't. What? Wait, what does Lily drop? I wasn't paying attention. Oh, I'll see another Lily. I'm sure there's a million of them in this stupid place. I hear Rappy's ahead. And a bug. And a fire cannon. There we go. Oh. Hit the wall. I used to do, Oh, okay. I will pull that up in just a moment then. Show wet. DB Saber, hell yeah! I've been looking for one of those. As much as I've been doing, I have not found a DB Saber yet, so. And even if it's only a mediocre weapon, I like to have my collection of weapons, man. Ow. Bugger me. Ow. Thank you for that heads up. I didn't know about that one. I'm definitely still learning some of the things on Ephinea. Because I've only been playing on Ephinea for, what, 4 weeks now? I used to play on Ultima. I think I mentioned that earlier. Ultima is, it's a playground. It's not Phantasy Star anymore. Like, it is just there so you can relive the end of the game instead of the beginning of the game, because they have huge experience. The luck stats are cranked through the roof, which is kind of fun. Like, don't get me wrong, it just means that you don't have as much stuff that you have to learn. Does that lift that? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Tabaxi. All right. So I'm warming up to classes like Tabaxi, but for the longest time I hated Tabaxi and oh, what are the turtles called, and Aarakocra, because they don't feel like they fit in most standard settings. And that's fine. Like, don't get me wrong, that's okay. But it was very, I don't know. It didn't mesh with the most of the worlds I make. Ooh. I mean, sure, I'll equip it, whatever. We're definitely going to deposit the Musashi, and I think I'm going to hold on to the Stag Cutlery over the DB Saber. Well, now I have it, and that's what I really wanted. I just wanted to own it. equip. Bryanak. Sort. Automatic. Perfect. That's the order I want. Do you sell... Nope, nothing I need. Do you sell anything I need? One, nope. I think I have my next armor already, though. I think... item... Yeah, I think one of these general armors is one that I actually am going to use. I definitely don't need this. Oh, but I might... No, I can get rid of that for sure. And I can get rid of that. And I can get rid of one of my general mines. Three. Sell these. I like that. And don't get me wrong. Again, I used to not be a fan. I actually am pretty okay with them now. And that was just because, again, they didn't fit most of the world settings that I had created for years and years. And I had been playing in the same worlds. Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear me. I wasn't paying attention to ads. I will wait. $4,000 to next level? Oh, I might hit that. South. Sometimes in Michigan. Why did that random ass song pop into my head? Oh no, that was that. Okay. So this was just for items. Okay. This one smells real nice. Which one? This reminds me of my crazy Aunt Mary. Oh, no, go away. Not you. You guys are chill. I don't care about little birds. You guys, however, you can get bent. No, target the damn lily. Thank you. Alright, welcome back from ad jail. Oh my gosh. I don't remember what I was talking about now. Because halfway through the break, I start... Oh, daily forecast has changed. Alright, we'll check that in a second. Once I pick these up. Halbert with a T. Yeah, so I used to not like them because of the single Lady Luck shines upon females. Now that I'm playing on my male character, it goes to females. What's back here? Anything? Ow. Let's try this out on you. Anyways, I've been playing the same world, same campaign setting, which was a homebrew, since I've been DMing, essentially. Like, I've built my one-shots even take place in it, which is why at first I didn't allow Tabaxi or things on the first few runs. I do allow them now, though, because we're past the intro part where all the basic stuff is there. But yeah. And I had someone ask me, why are you not allowing the fantasy races? And I'm like, bro, first off, I'm allowing like some of the non-standard ones like orcs and goblins. I am allowing fantasy races, just the ones that make sense in my world setting. Quit getting mad that I'm not letting you insert a random character. But yeah, I don't know. I don't hate them anymore. I definitely allow them. Aarakocra, I still require some clearance because Aarakocra are just broken. The ability to just casually fly is not some minor thing. And we had Aarakocra in this campaign setting in the 3.5, so like Aarakocra are a known entity, but that character also had all the stipulations that were required of him, because 3.5 Aarakocra are more balanced than 5th Ed. More balanced, of course, being the prevalent bit there, not actively super well balanced. Oh, just the grass assassins. Okay, we don't mind grass assassins. But I've had people get mad at me over the years for not letting them play their pet race or class. And over the years, I've tried to make things a little bit more even. I do make sure it's known in my games that, first off, there are times it's better to just run away. This isn't a game of murder hobo. Oh, I don't like that. Right, exactly, yeah. Unless you build up to that point. I will say, I think there's okay with adding robots to a medieval setting if it develops, if it gets to the point where you see that. So like, I'm not going to let you play a Warforged just because you want, but if we have characters leading up to that point that create a world, there's a time and a place, exactly. But if you have characters that develop the technology ahead of time, and then you want to bring it in because your character before developed this technology, then yeah, that's what I'm okay with it. And like, that's kind of what happened is one of the players asked if they could play recently in my one-shots, asked if they could play a Tabaxi, because they had seen that was something that was I was not okay with in the past. But they said they didn't want her to be casual. They wanted her to be from a distant island, not doing the different dimension thing. They weren't trying to isekai their character in. They're from a distant island, and they are constantly not understanding stuff. Including occasionally not even understanding what normal common phrases mean and having to ask. And because they wanted to do it that way, I'm allowing that, and that's going to gateway into, if other people want to bring in Tabaxi now, they can come in because she has established those connections with the normal world. And I think that's fine. I think that's a fun way. It makes sense. There is now a time and a place in my world for Tabaxi, because we developed that time and place together. It wasn't you just shoehorned your character in. You gave me the option to treat her not poorly, which I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, treat her like an outsider, because she is, because my world doesn't contain those already. And so, like, I thought that was a really good way to establish that race in a way that doesn't break the immersion of, why is this off-center? This loaded off-center and it bugs me. I thought that was a really good way to establish that in my world now. And so now, if anyone in the future asks, I will say yes, because now there is this established, and I can tell them the backstory. I can say, yeah, your character is from this island if you play Tabaxi, and this is what they know about the real world because of this character that came before them. And so, yeah, I love that. I really enjoyed it. I love that. That's awesome. And my player asked if she could have a character tie-in with one of the other players that has been in some of my one-shots. And so there was this a reason for the character to be there. Like, yeah, they didn't try to take over my world. Instead, they asked me how they could incorporate this into my world. A one-way gate. Let me go, let me go. And now she has another idea that I'm balking at for different reasons, just because it doesn't mesh well with the mechanics of Dungeons and Dragons. And I'm like, listen, I don't hate your idea. I think this has a different. This should be in a different game, because they're wanting to play a character who is DID. And they're going to split their levels, which they are okay with losing the abilities to be a good, like, to give up the efficiency of their character to make the story work. But they're wanting to mix a warlock that is an evil warlock, not like just an archfey warlock or whatever, with a paladin. So a paladin that their other identity is evil and kills people. And I was like, I'm sorry, but like the guilt that a character would, like a person would feel, they understand. Like people who have DID know what happens most of the time to some extent in their other identities. And so a paladin can't just do that. Hell yeah. So okay, I have two campaign settings. One of them uses the worlds or the countries and nations of the real world for the races. So hobgoblins are Mongolians, and what I did this because it makes each race have. What are you doing, Maverick? It makes each race have. They're not in a box. Like. Hobgoblins are evil. Hobgoblins are Mongolians, you know, and so they have their language. If you want to play it, you need to look into, like, anything I find whenever I write things for these characters are in those languages. So the Mongolians or the Hobgoblins have Mongolian, or the elves have French, or orcs have Iroquois, or etc. You know, goblins have Chinese, and dwarves have Roman. Etc. etc. And I think that made a lot of people really, first off, appreciate that they could play these different races and not just be, oh, I'm a big dumb orc. It was like, no, I'm an orc, which means I am a Native American. I am an indigenous American as my character. I am an Iroquois type individual. Or Aztec? Maybe they're Aztecs. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've messed with that campaign setting. But each race, instead of being orcs are big and dumb, orcs are, you know, Aztecs or Iroquois or Mayan or whatever group they were. It also meant I took out a lot of racial modifiers. So, like, dwarves aren't just big constitution guys, they are Roman soldiers. So they are. Instead, they got bonuses for weapons and stuff because, you know. That's more in line with what Romans, would do. And I had a lot of people love that one. That campaign got a lot of love. And I would love to actually run a campaign in that world again. I'd have to find all my notes. But I think it'd be fun to actually do a full campaign in on stream. But the problem is campaigns are long commitments. That's why I do the one-shots, is you have to commit one day. You can come back in the future on another one. Your character still exists, but you do not have to commit to a weekly thing. You don't have to week to a monthly thing. It doesn't matter what your normal was. You commit one day, and then if you're available at any other point, you can bring your character back in. This is not fair! I can't fight back because of where I am! There we go. I need you to get out of the doorway so I can fight you. Ow. What? He's just shot through the doorway. You're not supposed to be able to do that. Part of the problem isn't just the time, though, or isn't just the dedication. I am in a different time zone than a lot of people who have offered to play. And so, like, they can make a day to play because it's like, oh yeah, I can do stuff a day or an hour early this one day. But I can't always make that commitment, which is fair. And that's the other nice thing about doing the West Marches style one-shots, is that people who want to play Dungeons & Dragons but don't have the time don't have to make a commitment to it. Which, you know, that's just, we're adults, you know, we're all adults at this point. We all have lives, and being a D&D nerd in high school, quote unquote nerd, I was lucky. In my school, even when I was a kid, it wasn't so bad. Alright, so I said I'm a stage performer. One of the things I do is I have an Irish accent that I pull out for my character. And one thing I love in regards to this is it's an actual accent instead of being one that's overly American. I have gotten so many compliments on how natural my Irish accent is, to the point where people ask me if I'm actually from Ireland whenever I'm using it. And I like to pull out that little thing whenever I have an excuse to do so, because I'm very proud of it. I learned how to do accents from Amy Walker, and I don't know if you know who she is. She is a individual who actually teaches accents to, like, professional actors. I got lucky and got a hold of her seminars back when she was back before she became big. She used to you could do online seminars with her. And I got lucky, oh, I missed that rappy. I got lucky enough to get in on one of her early seminars. And so, like, before she was training people who were important, I got to learn from her, which was really neat. Wow to which part? Wow to Amy Walker or wow to hearing my accent? Because I accept both. There's a lot of random people through performing I have met too, which is really cool. Like, I also used to do art on a very regular basis. So here's my claim to know a famous person that I actually knew. I did those items backwards. I was supposed to heal and then use that. Oh well. Both. Oh, well, thank you. Back in the day of DeviantArt, 2004 era, through 2012. I guess it still exists, but now it's like an AI cesspool, and we don't talk about Bruno. Anyways. Also, if you want to have debates about AI, understand I am not a hard, extreme anti-AI, but I am anti-AI. I am anti-AI being used by people claiming to be doing art. I am not anti-AI being used for some guy who's using it so he can have his character in D&D. That's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah. So Amy Walker, she used to do really cheap online seminars where you could, no, I say seminars, lessons. You could pay, like, I say cheap. It was like, $100 for so many sessions with her. And so I actually got with that back when she was first starting Amiable Walker, which was her online presence. So that was super cool. Now she's married, and I think she lives in India now. I know she doesn't live in the States anymore. She didn't last I knew. I'm not going to say. I haven't kept up with her, I'm not friends. She was a random teacher that I got to know, essentially. So I'm not going to even act like I'm close enough to know all of her business. I just kept slight tabs on her. But the big trick to doing an accent, an actual accent, is that you have to be somewhat subtle with it. Now, the annoying part of that is that whenever you're on stage, it's not always obvious. And so you have to throw in a bit more and be a little exaggerative and cartoonish. But whenever you're doing an actual accent with people who can hear you, it's a lot more subtle and a lot... Oh, fuck. It's a lot more subtle and not so in your face. But yeah, whenever you're on stage, because just like everything, when you're on stage, you have to... Oh my gosh. Poison me. Like, even when you speak with an American accent while you're on stage, your basic American accent, you have to enunciate everything you say in a very over-the-top way so that people can understand exactly what you are saying while you are on that stage instead of just a normal casual. And same goes with accents, like a Scottish accent. If you're throwing on Scottish accent, you have to throw a little bit extra on there. And that's just so people can hear what you're saying and identify it on stage. And so those cartoony accents that people think of are stage accents that are getting used in movies because these classically trained, that are just common now, but these people who were trained... Exactly. Thank you, Lantis. Yes, that's exactly how I feel. If you're using it with you and your friends, so that your friends can see this image that you have in your head, and you're not confident enough, or you're not practiced enough to make it yet, I don't mind it for that purpose, as long as you don't plan on using it as that crutch forever. I think using it as a crutch early on to help you with creative purposes is a acceptable use of it, okay? Generative AI used for without making the attempt to learn, however, is laziness, and it's not an excuse. I don't mind it as a tool to be used on the road, but I don't like it as an end goal. And I think exactly. We always talk about on our art streams, AI is theft. And that's the reason I draw some random lines with that, because how often for people's personal games do they say, hey, I stole this picture off of Google of this character to use in this personal game that no one's going to see but us? Okay, sure. That's the same thing in regards to that for that purpose alone. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to get too much into it since I'm not doing an art stream. If you ever catch me on an art stream and you want to have this long have a discussion about it, though, I am always happy to talk about it, even if I'm not a big fan of it. And I say stuff that is considered controversial by the art community, even though I'm doing art, because I do think there is a time and place for certain parts of it. And that's not something that you want to say around a bunch of artists. And if someone were to say that to me, I would make sure that they clarified what they meant. Because there is, again, very specific times where it's not a problem. But when people tell me that, I don't know that they mean it in the right way, you know? And so... I hope you're having a good time here today. Like I said, I am not a loud, boisterous individual, but I do have I have a lot of knowledge about different things. I have always been a believer that if you want to learn something, learn it. Don't ever take an I can't attitude on anything. There is no such thing as a thing you can't do. There's a such thing as a thing I can't do yet. And I think that's something that's important that people learn, is that there's a difference, and why can't I attack you? Because I'm in there and I need you to come out here for me to attack you? No, let's stick to the stag cutlery for this attack. I've done 3D animation. In fact, I have a VTuber that I had rigged myself. I did it specifically to learn how to make a 3D VTuber. I don't use it, obviously. I'm a face cammer. But I made it, so I knew how to make it. I have a PNG tuber that I made, so I know how to make PNG tubers. I think learning new stuff and never stop learning is a very important thing. I don't know anything about you, so I don't know if you're familiar with the Renaissance festivals in America. I also don't know where you're from, and that's not important. But in the Renaissance festival scene, there's an individual performer whose stage name is Bob the Incredible Juggler. And he has been an inspiration for a lot of stuff I do in my life. As a performer, as a human being, he has a lot of things that I incorporate into my life and into my shows. Like one thing that is super important is during my outros, because I don't know if you'll stick around to the end of the stream, and if you don't, never feel the need to do so. But during my outro, I have certain lines that feel a little bit contrived or a little bit overly gooey, but I mean them every time. I always thank people for giving me their time. We only get so many hours in the day, and you choose to spend them with me. And people are like, well, I'm here. And I always remind people to, no matter what, you choose to spend your time the way you spend it. And some people will say, well, that's not always true. What about when we're in school? And, well, this is gonna suck. 5,000 beads, that's crazy work, man. Man/ma'am, because I haven't even asked that. Actually, do you have a preference? What is your pronouns? I normally do ask that, and I don't know why I didn't. It's not super important, because I often will refer to people by their just username, like if I say Lantis. But I still think it's important to know. I think it's important, and people who think it's not are just dicks. And if you say, oh, it's not important because I'm cis, okay, but it's still important, because if you get misgendered while you're cis, it's still just as annoying, honestly. Ontario, Canada. Okay, So that does not mean you don't know anything about the Renaissance, because there are a lot of people who do both. But you probably don't know Bob unless you've ever traveled to the States, to Michigan. He performs at the Michigan one. Anyways, I'm gonna go into my details about that part because I keep changing up what I'm talking about. But we only get so many hours a day, and you choose to spend them with me, is something that he has said for years. And I think that's a very important thing. Like, some people will argue. Okay, that's fair. I also find that to be a very acceptable answer. Ow, fuck. And I make sure to say that line at the end of every stream now. And I mean it. I don't just say it, I mean it. I think that's an important thing that people glaze over, is the difference of saying something and meaning something. But I say it so often that I'm always afraid people are going to think I'm just saying it and not meaning it. But we do. We only get so many hours in a single day, and we choose how we spend them. Whether we choose it consciously or not. Like, some people say, oh no, I go to work because I need to work. I spend my time there because if I don't, I get fired. But that's not completely true. Yes, you would get fired, but you can make that choice. You choose to keep showing up for one reason or the other. If that reason is because you're eating, okay, you need the food, you need food, that's fair, but you are still making that choice. And I appreciate that you're choosing to spend your time streaming or watching streams, watching me. How bad is my delay? Has my stream cut out at some point? It's not too bad. But yeah, we always talk about in Renaissance festivals, especially, we talk about how you could be at any stage you chose to be. You could be at home resting. You could be having dinner with your family, but you chose to show up to my stage and give me some of your time, and that time is valuable. And time is valuable not because time is money. Time is valuable because you do only get so much of it every single day. And the fact that you're giving it to me, you're giving it to someone else who's streaming, never underestimate how much that means to the person on the other end of the screen. Streamers only keep coming back because people keep coming back to watch them. And I always thank my audience for giving me a reason to come back every single day to keep streaming, because it's not nothing. It really means something to everyone who streams that people keep showing up to watch them. Ooh, a mono grinder. So yeah, thank you for being part of my day today. In case you don't make it to the end, thank you very much. So tell me, what's this beadwork that you're trying to get in? Now that I've done my long thing, tell me about this 5,000 or 50,000? What was it? 5,000 beadwork. I have a friend who does she does traditional native or indigenous beadwork for like gosh, fuck off. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I have a nibbling who is biofem, who is very much a happy non-binary who takes non-binary but leans towards masculine. And I love that child. Well, not child. They'll always be a child somewhat to me because, you know, I've known them since they were born. And then their oldest nibbling is trans femme. And I will fight people over things like not using the right pronouns because it's so simple. Use the right fucking pronoun. If someone tells you what you would call them, it's no different than if you called me a woman. You're like, oh, hey, ma'am, because you saw me from behind. And I say, actually, I'm a man. And people are like, oh, my bad. Why is it any different? Okay, sorry. I get very heated about that. I mean, you can see the tags, LGBTQI safe space, and I mean that. We will kick people out for anything not. And I'm not, obviously, you are not someone I have to worry about that with, but I do mean that quite a bit. And if you see anyone else in my network, except for maybe Scoots, and Scoots doesn't mean harm by this, he just says stuff without thinking. You won't even get, like, square stitching the Chicago Blackhawks. Nice! That's awesome. That sounds... I don't know anything about sports. I'm going to go ahead and say that. My wife knows more about sports than I do, okay? But, anything... especially when you're doing a project because you want to give a gift, I think that's always nice. And I love that. I love that you're doing that. That is so sweet. What sport is Blackhawks? What sport is that? I'm going to look that symbol up because I'm curious. Chicago Blackhawks. Hockey. Okay. I have a close friend who used to play hockey. It's Aki, eh? Yeah. I have a friend who used to play hockey back when she was in high school. And... so I know actually quite a bit about hockey, believe it or not, as a weird Midwestern American. I guess the Chicago's Midwestern too, though, so. I love that. That's a very intricate pattern, and I absolutely adore it. I don't know if you can see my cheekbones very well, but I am of indigenous American descent, and I love still seeing these symbols. I know that sounds weird because so many people hate on it. I am, at my dad's side, I am one, I want to say 16th or 32nd. I'm one generation away from getting free college in America. And I can't remember what the cutoff is. And I could look it up. I could see my grandmother looked indigenous when she was alive, and my father had the skin, like he had that very ruddy red skin of an indigenous. So, we are. Oh man, my brain doesn't work when I'm streaming. The layman's term, the Americanized term for the group is the Blackfoot. So I am of the Blackfoot descent. Anyways, so yeah. I'm not enough that I'm going to ever be able to blend in, but I am enough that I feel like I get to have a say and personal opinion about certain things. As someone who is obviously a bit liberal, especially for a Midwesterner in America. But yeah, I actually am familiar with, I don't know how much American hockey matters to, obviously enough for Chicago to matter, but I've been to several Mavericks games, several of the Kansas City Mavericks games, because I do live in the general 50-mile radius of Kansas City, Missouri. They actually don't even play in Kansas City is the weird part. They actually play in town called Independence, Missouri. Or at least they did whenever I went and watched them. It's been several years because I haven't done anything with my friend that played hockey. She's the one that brought me out to see them. But yeah, so that's awesome. I really love that. So how far in are you? How, like, are you still on, are you doing a single color? How are you, and is this just a straight woven one, or are you doing this in a, like, on something, like a, like, again, my friend who does indigenous stuff, she does it on skulls, so she actually stitches the stuff and then glues it directly onto a skull. So it's a two-part process for what she does. It's very cool. Hell yeah. Okay. And that answers my question as well. That's awesome. Fuck you. Oh, I need to see what is this weapon special? Causes confusion. Okay. So I won't use it very often. You're supposed to be confused. How are you hitting directly at me still? That's awesome. No, that's really cool. I like that. That's cool. Cool. And with glass beads, so yeah. That's awesome. If you do join the Discord, again, no pressure to do so, but if you do ever join the Discord, once you finish that, please post it. Please show us the work you've done. I would love to see that if you decide to join my community. But no pressure to join the community. But if you do, please make sure you post that when you finish it, because I would love to see that. And I know my community would love to see that. We have a lot of people who do art in my community. We have people who do crocheting. We have people who do knitting. We have people who do 3D printing stuff. I don't know if any of them have posted the 3D printing on my channel yet. But I definitely have people in my circle that do 3D printing as well. So yeah, we love seeing all sorts of different things people have made. Ooh, yeah, I'll take Jellin. And a Star Atomizer to give my mag. Because I'm the psycho who makes an entirely balanced mag instead of making a specialized one. Nope. Man, I've been going hard considering it's only been in 2 hours. I will here in a moment. I will tell you, I love working on my art while I have Twitch art on in the background. Creativity sparks creativity. Absolutely. Okay. All right. His hours are probably going to suck for you, so you don't have to follow him. Let me do this in the right spot here. Shout out at Porky _ If, however, you're like us who are up all throughout the night instead of during the day, Corgi Nub, he in Mountain Standard Time, so -7 GMT. He at 11 o'clock he starts his streams, and they are normally 4 to 8 hours depending on the day. So if you like art and you are up at weird hours, you might check him out. What is Ontario's time zone? Curious. What's Ontario? Ontario, right? That's what you said you were. Ontario, yeah. Ontario, Canada. Eastern. Oh, you're -5. Okay. So you're on time with me right now because I am Central Daylight Time, but in a couple months you'll be an hour ahead of me. Okay. Because I live in America where we think we should still use the Daylight Savings Time, which I will defend. When it was first put into place, it made perfect sense to be used. It makes no sense to use anymore, though. -5, yeah. So he posts things at so it would only be 1 hour behind you right now. It'll be it's -6 right now. After daylight savings, it'll be -7. So 1 o'clock in the morning, you're on time with me. Midnight your time right now. He will be he goes on and he does art. He does a lot of like boy love art. Though it's very, very Twitch friendly. Especially in the Snape fandom. He does a lot of Snape romance pieces. He actually has a comic that he does on a regular basis. So if you ever are up at like midnight wanting to do art, jump into his stream. We will talk about dinosaurs. That's a very common topic for one reason or another. We talk a lot about art. We talk about the process of art. We talk about making stuff because if you want to make something, you should just make it and make it and then make it good later. Make it first, make it good later. And occasionally, like this Saturday, he'll be on there with his husband, and they're going to be drawing Pokemon in. So they'll be drawing Cretaceous creatures, such as the Tyrannosaurus Rex, the Stegosaurus, things like that, as Pokemon, and they will they'll roll for a random typing, and they also roll for which dinosaur they get. Also, we talk about the terms extant and extinct dinosaurs a lot, so if you're not familiar with that, we are very science-minded on that channel, and I say we because I do occasionally do stuff with them. Oh, you guys do? I didn't realize you guys also used daylight saving. Okay. Then never mind. He'll be 2 hours ahead of you. Wait, are you on Central? I thought you were on Eastern Time. I must have read that wrong. Okay, so if you're on the same as me, then it'll be... Yeah, it'll be midnight. I don't know. I can't right now. My brain cannot figure out where your time... I'm currently -5. After daylight savings over, I'll be -6. Is that how it is for you? Or are you GMT -5 during the not daylight savings time area? In which case it gets even worse as far as the time for him, if you wanted to watch him. Oh, that didn't trigger. There you go. I have friends in Ontario. I just remembered. I actually have friends in Ontario. I haven't talked to them in years, though. Eastern, GM. Okay. Okay. So you're an hour ahead of me. So it is currently, what, 20:45? Okay. Where you're at. So yeah, it may not be very convenient to check him out, but if you do find yourself up at, 1 in the morning. Yeah, he streams 5 days of the week, Monday through Friday. This Saturday he'll be doing a bonus one with his husband. Like I said, they'll be drawing Cretaceous creatures as Pokemon. Check him out. If that's an hour that you are normally up. I'm obviously not saying stay up to watch him. I would love for that because he's a good friend of mine. I love him and his husband very much. They are great people. But I am definitely also not trying to pressure anyone to stay up at weird hours to go watch my friend. Yeah, 2045. That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, so you're an hour ahead of me. So Fridays. So on Fridays, all right, I'm going to disappoint you. On Fridays, he doesn't do art. Fridays is the only day he does not do art. He plays Stardew Valley on Fridays because he does so much art that he feels like, and he does, he feels like he deserves to have one day to play video games as a treat. But if you're up late on Saturday, again, it's not on a regular, but I can let you know ahead of time. Or if you do ever watch him and you jump in on his server, what was I doing? Roughly. On one Saturday a month, he and his husband do a Pokemon challenge where they draw. It won't always be Pokemon. They're doing Pokemon right now, but they do a challenge run. The very first challenge they did together was they did draw or Day Everything characters. They created their own Day Everything. And also, if you do love Stardew, on Thursdays, he draws whatever character... He's doing a perfection run, so he's trying to 10-star every character. He's already got most of them. What else? 10-star every character, get every recipe, complete the community center, catch every fish, get everything to Gunther, do every level in the mine, do everything in the skull mine. Or 10-heart everyone who can be 10-hearted. Maybe some of the parents can't be 10-hearted. I don't remember. I've played Stardew Valley, but I'm not a perfection runner. So if you're interested in that, on Thursdays he draws whichever character he is currently working on the heart levels. Oh, I didn't think I was that far forward. So like this week, I think he is drawing... Maybe he's still working on... Or he's starting on Penny now? Most times it takes 2 to 3 weeks because he only plays the game once a week to get the star levels. So yeah, if you're interested, check him out. I will always push for my friends' channels. So he is bilingual, by the way, but not French is not one of the languages he knows, which I have to chuckle at because I'm not fluent in French. I'm going to put that out there. So don't when I say these words, don't start immediately throwing French at me, you Canadian freak. No. But I know French. I know an amount of French that could get me through France, probably better through Canada because people in Canada aren't dicks about French comparatively. He does not. He is afraid of the language because everyone, especially in France, judges you for saying stuff wrong. But he speaks Japanese very fluently to the point where he used to live in Japan and he helped teach English to Japanese students. So yeah. Yeah, I'm familiar with Hateful, which ends... One of the endings, you get to do a full-on RPG battle. I'm very much familiar with that game. I have not played that since it first came out, and I have not played Date Anything at all yet. They have played a single playthrough. Where the hell is the exit? I don't see any places I've missed going. Because I thought it was up there, but that was just... Or was it? Did I miss that? Maybe I did. Hit the full boy. I for a while on Discord, I would say, "What's up, everybody?" and no one got the reference. Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Again, I do have friends who live in Ontario, or a friend who lives in Ontario. I also, all my Canadian friends, because I have multiple Canadian friends, make me laugh at the concept that the polite Canadian is a stereotype. I'm like, don't get me wrong, some are, but they're no more polite than Midwesterners. In fact, they're probably less polite than the Midwesterners I know. And I think that's hilarious that they get so overly misrepresented in stereotypes. Steamboo. Uh-oh. Let's step out, recuperate, and then try this again. Fuck you. I need to go to Canada at some point. I've never been out of the United States, though. Oh, I'm thinking of random little bits of knowing only a certain amount of French. Phil is streaming? Sorry, I got excited because he hasn't streamed. He's been taking hiatus because of issues, tech issues. He gets depressed about things that are out of his control. And to keep, because he was having tech issues, to keep himself from spiraling, he took time off, which is fair. Um, um, because of that, he's been keeping himself. He's been taking a hiatus to keep himself safe. I'm going to. When Canadians are born, we are assigned a goose and a pact is formed. Ah, yes. Ah. Yes. Yes. I'm gonna go ahead and do this too. Take, chill. Bill, this is Corgi's husband. He is doing art right now. He was planning on doing art all this month. So if you want to see some art from a guy who is so much better than me, he is so good of an artist. He has a very nice style. He has one of the most dulcet and enjoyable and calming voices. So if you also, I'm not that I'm trying to run people out of mine, but if you guys are looking for some art to check out Phil. We love Phil. Hi Corgi. We were talking about you earlier. internet the moment I jumped into Phil's stream. There it goes. All right. We're going to take a quick break. So if you want to stick around, I appreciate it. I'm going to have music playing. If you are interested in this music, by the way, it is actually from people I know personally. No, don't pause Phil's stream. Start playing the music.
We're making an impression.
The timing was unfortunate, but it works out just fine. That being said, we'll be back in 7 to 15 minutes. If you stick around, I'd love it. If not, again, we only get some hours a day. Don't have to wait for me. Either way, big love, and I'll be back in a little bit.
Neutral and try to ignore it, although I'm screaming inside.
We knew this could happen. It's one of those risks we accept when we play shows outside.
I'm pleading to God and I'm begging for mercy as it starts getting close to my eye.
How long is this song? When will it end? Why, God, why? There's a bug on my face. Get it off, get it off, get it off, get it off, get it off. I'm sure that they're crawling all over the place. Get it off, get it off, get it off. They're swarming out of the ground and the trees. Like they've got some kind of vendetta for me. There's a bug on my face. Get it off, get it off, get it off, get it off, get it off.
Is it a hair? Or just my own spit? Or maybe a small crumb of cake?
Perhaps my own mind is just playing a trick. How much difference can one trauma make?
How did I deserve this? I'm starting to wonder as everyone's staring at me.
Will no one do something? Oh God, what if it's a bee? There's a bug on my face. Get it off, get it off, get it off, get it off, get it off. It's eating me and I'm going to faint. Get it off, get it off, get it off. I'm doing my best not to break down and cry. This is how I will probably die. There's a bug on my face. Get it off, get it off, get it off, get it off, get it off. Hurry up, get it off, get it off. I'm serious, get it off, get it off.
Hours away, the world's a wing and a cotton Christmas display. Sun glints into my eyes, it's light, a triangle warm on my pen and arm. I'm flying home, where you wait for me, flying home, notebook on my knee. Songs were said. They stayed inside while they waited for me to roam. Then I captured the sun on a wing in Canada's skies. Then those songs could rise. Songbooks stacked up all alone, pianos near, but the room is silent of tone. I love coming home, and yet why does going away tell me things are left to say? I'm flying home, where you wait for me, flying home, notebook on my knee. I'm missing you, love, suspended here on the clouds of heaven above. When I'm writing these words and while I'm singing the song, journey seems so long, but I'm flying home, where you wait for me, flying home,
I'm back. What's going on?
Every time we come back home, I am out of acid, holy water, everything.
Music. Game. What happened, Corgi? Is it because I'm still in the process of getting back in game? The fuck? There we go. Organize. Create. Episode 2. It sleeps. Oh, gotcha. I'm back. Normal, hard, registration, create. Yeah, my break took a little longer. I mean, it's not long, but it took a little bit longer than it normally does because the cats were being impatient about their food. Hold on a second. No. Okay. No. Alright, let's just go to the spaceship. I've beat the temple on a different stream. We'll just go to the spaceship today. Hello, Gil Chicks. Ow. I finally got a DB saber, by the way, Corgi. Ow, motherfuckers. They're just so insistent. I love the concept of just randomly wolves popping out of the walls in a spaceship. That's not the button I meant to press. That's okay. Putting on rice, deciding... What it's Wednesday, so I don't even know what you guys eat on Wednesdays normally. Or if you have a normal on Wednesdays. Ooh, evade material. Also, Atlantis, if you're still around, thanks for sticking around. If you're not, thanks for hanging out. Why is it not filling that part of the map out? There we go. I had to go all the way there. Oh, that's where we came from. It's even more annoying because we started there. Why did it not automatically fill that? I just heard Phil say he hasn't saved the Mad Lad. Boop. There we go. Oh, fish is... Okay, gotcha. Whoops. Wait, what the hell? Hold on a second. Were there two that led to the lab? I wasn't paying attention. I looked away. So two of these... What? So that also goes back to the lab. What the heck? Alright. Lentils are so good for protein as well, by the way. I'm so mad at the fact that I can't easily get lentils in my town for some reason. Like, they're such a cheap thing. You'd think you'd get them everywhere, but like, no place in my town sells lentils. One of the best sources of cheap protein. Like, per dollar, it's the most protein. Not per ounce or anything, but like, it's such high protein grain for such a low cost, and I can't get it easily. That's not to say I can't get it at all. I just can't get it as easily as, like, quinoa. Which is so annoying, because quinoa is more exotic and more difficult to get in general for suppliers. But we have a lot of that and no lentils. Right? Is that it? Okay, there we go. Yeah! I don't know if you heard me earlier, but I did finally get my DV saber after all this time. But yeah, lentils, one of the best poor people foods, so to speak. Like, they're high fiber, high protein, really good for you because of the nutritional value, and they're always generally cheap. And I can't find them at any of my stores in town. And in that moment, I also learned that I can change it so it shows me the names instead of just special items. So that was cool. My chat's been giving me all sorts of little tips while I've been playing today. I did give you a shout out, by the way. So if you get random people show up on this Friday, or oh my gosh, and say that I sent them, they came from today's stream. Where's the light switch? Where's the light switch? Yeah, of course. We were talking art, and they said they like to watch art while they do art, and I said, well, I have a friend who does art. That's why I tagged Phil, because he's doing art right now. But though, this is the light switch. There we go. Yes, much better. Why did I sound like Tim Curry whenever I said yes? Ow. Today's been really good stream in general. Fuck off! Quit! Why? Thank you for the lurk, maggot! I hope you're having a good day today, Ryan. Fuck all the way off! Apparently a lot of people really like this game, so I've just got people coming in because I'm playing Phantasy Star Online. And I love the game, so I'm glad I'm making it a weekly thing. You have had really good, like, I know numbers don't matter. Interaction's much more important, but you have had such good numbers every time I've come in. Like, you are absolutely doing really good this week. I've been super happy about it every time I jump in and look at it. I've also been promoting you guys' stream for Saturday, just so you know. I want that one to do really good. I want to drum up as much hype for some Cretaceous Pokemon as I can. Hell yeah, that always helps. I haven't been rated yet. I'm sure Pataka will come in here soon and... Now who's... Del Sabers. Ugh. I hate Del Sabers. Because they feel broken whenever I'm not playing on solo. Whenever I'm playing on here, like, or if I'm playing on the solo mode, it works out pretty well, but when I'm playing on the multiplayer settings, I swear it'll just randomly decide it doesn't want to take damage or even do the block. It'll just ignore a hit, good or bad. That's awesome. Now, I also sent people the other day to you specifically because I told them you were going to be drawing some PSO characters soon. So I hope they found their way in for yesterday. 3D modeling? I love doing 3D modeling. It's so fun. Ow. I still think these guys are doing too much damage. Considering I'm like 35 levels over what's required to be at this point in the game. Corgi doesn't frequently draw in pencil. That's fair. What? Oh, I see what he's talking about. Yes, I knew that. I thought he was meaning like in physical media. I'm like, ah. Get the fuck off me. Get the fuck off me! I'm so pissed. I was thinking he just meant you don't use physical media in general, not that you were specifically not using a pencil in physical media. Which, that's fair. That's fine. Because it's good practice to do physical media as well as digital. Right, yeah, and I knew you did that. And once I realized he was saying that, I was like, oh yeah, I know. Why are you doing 1/4 of my health per hit? That can't be right. You're hitting harder than, like, some bosses hit. The Belra doesn't hit as hard as you, and the Belra is supposed to hit harder than you. I feel like there's something wrong in your values. Wifey and I do little games with drawing on paper. Like, we'll do characters by memory. She's not a great artist, or like she's not an artist, that's how she'll word it, but she'll do little doodles and play games with me, and we get to both just have fun drawing characters by memory. So sometimes it's Pokemon, sometimes it's just cartoon characters. But yeah, it's just a little thing we do on occasion to have fun. We'll be like, oh yeah, here's a random character. We'll choose a thing that randomizes a whole bunch of cartoon characters or whatever, like a Instagram or a Snapchat filter. And then we'll draw whatever the name. The other one won't get to see it. So like, she'll pull up the randomizer. It'll have a picture so she can reference it afterward. And then I'll draw whatever was pulled, right? Or vice versa. So I'll draw it, I'll pull it, and then she'll draw it. And we'll just fill up a sheet of paper with our drawings until there's no more room, and then we're done playing it for the day. So depending on how big the drawings have to be, depends on how long the game goes. A lot of times it's Pokemon, though. That's the most common one because She forgets a lot of other stuff. Like, she's not as good on remembering other stuff as she was Pokemon. She watched a lot of Pokemon when she was younger. Ooh, a Dying Grinder. Yeah, I want that. There's no button in here. I'm wasting my time. Awesome. It is. I think it'd be fun. Another thing I like, which I haven't done with her, but and I got from Drawfee. This isn't an original idea. This is something from Drawfee. Is you find, like, say with me, you would do Scarlet and Violet Pokemon because that's the only one I don't know, and you would give the other person the Pokemon's name first. And then after they start drawing for a little while, after a certain point, you tell them what the typing is. So you don't even tell them the typing at first. You just tell them the name. And then you tell them details about it as they're drawing. And they're allowed to erase or whatever. But you, so like, and by details, I mean like stuff in the Pokemon, Pokédex type of details out. Not like describing the Pokemon. And so like, stop! Julia is the best because she hasn't seen anything besides. Sure. Julia, I don't know if you're familiar with Drawfee, but if you aren't, Julia has not played Pokemon in a long time. And so she often is the one that just does all the drawing when she does that challenge because most of the other ones are kept up with Pokemon. And so they'll like, one of them was Spheal. And so she drew a naked man inside a clamshell because that's what Spheal felt like to her. She originally was just drawing like a naked man, a bald naked man. And I love Julia's art style. Julia's art style makes me so happy. She's got like this weird mixture between like Daria and like Gothic art. Like 90s Gothic art. It's so interesting. But anyways, yeah, Spheal is the one that is like the most famous one of her drawings, and it gets referenced quite a bit. But yeah, so she'll just like whatever the name, and then they'll be like, okay, so this is a water ice type, and so she draws the seashell after she's already started drawing it because now she knows that he's a water ice type. And then they'll give details like Spheal rolls its body around, and so she made him fat instead of just a naked bald guy. It's super fun. And I want to do more of that. What? Oh, there's stuff behind it. I was like, what's the point of this crusher? Oh, inventory's full. Man, this lobby is just so much more well laid out than the PSO Episode 1 lobby. That's awesome. I think those are fun. It's just based on very minimal information, but I do like that they trickle feed it as she's drawing or whoever. It's not always her. They've done it with some other, and they don't always do it with. Well, I hope I had the right weapon equipped. I did. Okay. They don't always just do it with Pokemon either. They've done it with other stuff, other franchises, IPs. Oh, I also discovered something else today, which I'm going to be testing really quick. Take item. Let's grab crush bullets because I can't use them on this character. This barista. This Bryanak. And then bank. And now these items are going into my shared bank where any of my characters can access them. And then I can switch back to my personal bank. And those items aren't in this bank. They are now on my shared bank, and I can grab them specifically from there. I love Drawthy because they have 4 very different art styles on there. Karina has kind of a more anime style. Nathan draws like creatures. Like he's really good at drawing creatures. My brain just stopped on the other man's name. Oh my gosh. Well, the other guy has a very comic book, not comic book, but like a newspaper comics style art, in my opinion. And then I've already explained Julia's with like a mixture between. I didn't even know that was a thing, Lantis. Also, glad you were able to pop back in. Maybe I should switch to putting all of my money in a shared bank. That might be something. Oh, item. And back I go. Haha, Halbert. I don't know why, but every time I see it, it makes me chuckle. Oop. So Lantis, yeah, that individual in there, Corgi, that's the one I was talking about that streams 2 hours who's 2 hours behind you timeline wise, but that streams late at night. And his husband is streaming right now. The chillest of fills. Ow. Alright, I get it, bud. I like if you kill them, they're spelled as... I was going to play after I updated the wiki, then I got distracted by my cat. It's fair enough. After you updated... Oh, you wanna... you're gonna play this? That's awesome. Hell yeah. Lantis, do you stream at all, or are you just a lovely individual who likes to watch other people put their sanity on the line for their chat? Because if you stream, I would love to come check out your stream at some point. You seem really chill to hang out with, so I would love to just, you know, get a chance to see how you stream. If not, by no means am I upset by that. I just figured that's something I would love to check out. If you want to play with me at all, just know if you put exclamation mark PSO, PSO is capitalized on that one, I think. I don't know if I set it up for both ways. Ah! Let me heal, let me heal, let me heal, let me heal. It'll give you my information for what I always set up. It'll be Fodra, Nostalgia 2008, It Sleeps is the user, or is the room. But yeah, if you're interested in playing along, and no pressure to do so if you're just playing on your own, I do have this open with a password for whoever's in my chat to join along. Ow. Not on a schedule. Never announced. That's fair. I will give you a follow, and if I never catch your stream, that is okay. But if I ever do get a chance to catch your stream, I look forward to it. Because you have been absolutely lovely individual this whole time, and have made my day a little bit brighter by having you around. Hello? Can I... What is going on here? Okay, whatever. That's just on my screen now, I guess. You are now the dominant presence on my screen. On my top screen. Yeah, I love building a strong community. Like, yes, I get to make a little side money here on Twitch or whatever, not a lot. But what I really like is I have built a strong and really amazing and beautiful community of people that I can play games with, I can do art with, just really fun stuff. And I love the community we have built. Corgi and Phil are some amazing people that I would never have got to meet if it weren't for streaming. And that's never a thing I will take for granted. If nothing else, if I never make it anywhere, if Twitch dies tomorrow because of all the shit that happened in TwitchCon, at least... Oh shit. I'll have my new friends that I can chat with online and have a really good time with. I think that's the best part I've got from streaming. Ah! Agains! Leave me alone with your missile bullshit. I keep hearing more and more stuff that they did. Like, they canceled people's, partway through, canceled people's meet and greets, which is crazy considering they made Emiru go back and finish her meet and greet. And there was another Twitch-based oh. Suppressed gun? No, that's his. Ow. I literally can't attack you if you're standing there, and I can't make it to the door because you're too big of a guy. Woo! My love of polearms is very obvious in this game as I'm using a twin-bladed staff. Hey, another DV saber that I can't pick up at the moment because my inventory is full. Do I have any star atomizers in here? No. Let me just drop something so I can make sure that doesn't disappear, because it on rare occasions. Wow. All right. So I'm going to out myself as the most media illiterate individual here. I know that meme. I cannot even imagine what Owen Wilson sounds like doing that. Wow. Like, I am familiar with what that is, but I watch so little media that I don't know what that sounds like off the top of my head. Oop. Like, sometimes it's shocking how little I know about media. And then the things I do know are always, like, so random. Like, people are like, what? You don't know... You've never seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but you've seen The Babadook? Or something, you know, I don't know. I've never seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's the one that always gets people like, what? I feel surprisingly out of the loop. And I don't know if I want to be in the loop or not, but I feel out of the loop. Or like, what's the Christmas Story or whatever. I hadn't seen that until I was 33 years old, 3 years ago, at work at Walmart. And so I saw it over like 3 days. I finally saw it. That being said, Christmas Story, way better than I anticipated. It was actually everything people talked it up to be. But yeah, I didn't see it until I was working at, I was in the job force, you know, or, what's the TV show? My wife will bring up a character from a TV show's name at random. And I'm always like, that's a name, right? I don't know. I wouldn't, the name is like Topanga? Topango? Something like that. I've seen The Breakfast Club. I do know that one. He says way too excitedly. Wait, that didn't hit both of them. That was weird. I haven't seen 16 Candles either, though. I don't know that one. No! 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 Break out! Break out! Break out! Break out! Break out! Break out! And then I get stuck doing that because I'm trying to avoid moving. I don't mind cheesing something that's designed for multiplayer while I'm playing alone in the multiplayer lobby. Graphii? I don't know what Graphii is. Christmas Story was filmed in your dad's hometown. He talks over the whole movie about the city. That's I think that's cute, honestly. I'm sorry I missed that line the first moment. Oh man, thinking of movies, and so thinking of spoilers for movies too, from Homage and whatever. I've seen Scrubs, right? Scrubs does the whole episode where the janitor is watching that Bruce Willis movie that I'll not remember the name of. And I had managed to I've never seen it. And then at the end, Zach Braff's character goes, because I can't remember names at all right now, was like, the kid's dead, or the kid, I don't know, the kid's dead the whole time or whatever. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I haven't seen this, so I didn't know that. That's rude. And there's nothing in it that like makes it clear they're about to spoil this movie. Now, don't get me wrong, it was I think an older movie at the time, but still, I was just like, that's bullshit. I don't now. That's the opposite of the spoiler, whatever. I don't know. Again, I've not actually watched it, so I don't remember. I just remember that at the time, I had been talking about wanting to watch it, and then he does that and I'm just like, that's some bullshit, man. Like, I was mad at that episode that it didn't warn that they were going to do that or whatever. Oh, maybe. I don't know. It may be. I don't remember. Again, I haven't seen that episode in forever. I just remember being mad that they spoiled it. Can you guys fuck off for just a second? I just want to fight, but you guys are making it where I can't. All I can do is run from you. Fuck off with the gunshots. You guys outnumber me like, 6-1 in this fight. Oh, internet. Okay, whew. I thought the internet was about to crash. Oh, someone joined. Oh, hello, hello. Ah, leave me alone. I'm trying to type. Quit attacking me. Oh my god! I'm gonna die! Nope, nope, why did I switch to that weapon? I didn't mean to switch to that weapon. Oh. We also, okay, in regards to that, I was talking to some random guy on the internet at one point who was complaining that someone was complaining that they had spoiled a movie. It was a newish movie, and they're like, do you think Star Wars is less enjoyable if you already know the spoiler? And I was like, yeah, I actually do. And I go back and watch it knowing that, but I definitely think getting to experience the spoiler in Star Wars for the first time, I've seen it done with kids. That's not a small thing. It was a moment for them. They were like surprised. I think letting people experience these things without a spoiler. Now, again, I'm not mad per se that they did spoil it, and I don't know if they actually spoiled it. You're making it sound like maybe they didn't or whatever. I just wish there was some sort of warning so I could have gone in knowing that that was going to happen. Because I don't think it's bad to have a spoiler in your thing as long as people know that it's coming. I also, so that thing makes me think of something recently that occurred. Kat and I have a mutual friend, a friend that I actually met through her. And recently, he got through Expedition 33. Which, by the way, I'm not streaming anymore. I am still going to play it. I'm going to make a video on it. I don't know if I've mentioned that. I did in my post, I think. But if you're interested in watching me play that, I do have intentions to... if you're still... Here you go. Here's a fast way to get to me. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do... If still in lobby, dropped a super but he posted a big spoiler about the game, and it was like the day before I got to that point too, which was even worse. And I'm like, man, this game's not been out for a year yet. Why are you posting spoilers? Ugh. I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom, but I know the spoiler in that game because it was just randomly said by someone in a stream I was watching at the very beginning of the game. Like, he had just started the game and someone let the spoiler out, and I'm like, this is... I hate people sometimes. Look at that cool staff! Majeur, is that, are you Lantis? Oh, I'm actually dealing damage to this guy. Oh, because of the huge shifter. Right, obviously, that makes sense. Fuck off. Game. I'm looking that way. Yeah, I have a... Well, I've never hit 200, but I have a level over 100 on the Ultima servers. But it's really fun to play this on, like, back through the beginning again on actual, because, again, Ultima, they kind of put the experience gain to, like, 500% or something, so you level up super fast. So it's been really fun to go back through the beginning of this again. Yeah, the grind is such a good thing, honestly. Because you get to be rewarded instead of it just being given to you, and I think that counts for something. Yeah, 5 times, yeah, exactly. But whenever I started playing, that was like the only option. Like, that was before Ephinea was even out. Oh. Oh, there's a second one. I didn't even see the second. Hell yeah. It's like at one random point, I had people offering to just give me items when they saw me in here, and I'm like, because they wanted to play or whatever. I'm like, I don't need that. Just like, I don't care if you come in with your overpowered character and you just run through everything. Just don't give me stuff. Let me earn them. That's the fun part. Yeah, it's something like that. Ephinea is. It's not by a lot either. It's just like I started. My friend got me into Ephinea or into Ultima the moment it became a thing. The spaceship is weird with its multiple entrances. Let's see what's in here. Monofluid. I did use a monofluid. That's right. Do. Man, that shift that you gave me, I am just applying big boy numbers, like level 80 numbers. Yeah. Hold, bro. Oh, my inventory. Boop. Inventory's full. Yeah. Phantasy Star Online Episode 2 has a much better... Oh, ads are about to start, guys. That's fair, and that's how I feel. Like there's a reason I always keep like some characters that are lower level too. Whenever I play this in the past, because sometimes you don't want someone to just walk through everything. You want someone to be there to be an extra target. Is this one where you have to go out of the room to push the light? It is. Or not. I'm wrong. That's not the one I thought it was at all. Hey, get off me. Well, of course it's a Del Saber on top of me, so I can't get past him. Thank you. I know you're wrong. Like I definitely understand people who don't like the early grind of games, because you know it is definitely its own thing. You have to fuck off. Can you like hit a target I'm looking at? Thank you. Because I definitely understand to an extent that people are like, I just want to enjoy the end game or whatever. But that's not where my nostalgia lies in these games. Like, I like this game because it reminds me of a time where I would play games with my friends. And it lets me make new friends to continue doing that sort of thing. So, no hate on anyone who likes to play it the other way, though. Ooh, a master's halberd. I remember one day I went through and killed every dub chick the hard way. Just because sometimes it's fun to do things the hard way. And someone in my chat got a little annoyed. They're like, you know you can just go kill the disc thing. I'm like, yeah, I know. And I doubled down on being a little obstinate whenever they made a big deal out of it. Believe it or not, it's possible to have fun without being perfectly efficient. Dub chick. Or the dub switch, is that what you're talking about? The disc? Dub chick is, I thought I said dub chick. I may have said switch, but the not gill chicks, the ones that are zombies. If you kill them so many times, they stay dead. And I did that, and then someone made a big deal about it in my chat, and so I doubled down and made sure to kill the next several sets of dub chicks that way. Ow. Oh wow, my inventory's full again. Oh, dub switch. Okay, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, they got mad at me for not killing the dub switch. I think they literally said the disc thing, though. Like, I don't think they called it by its name. And so, yeah, I went out of my way to be obstinate. Like, I normally wouldn't, but because they made such a big deal about trying to tell me how to play my game. No, you can, if you, I think it's 4 times. You have to kill them like 4 times. Oh, no, you're good. You are perfectly fine. I think my internet skipped at one point earlier, which means my delay is a little bit worse. They do keep getting up until you kill them like 4 times, though, Corgi, so... I know you got a little bit of delay as well, but... if you kill them so many times, they will stay down for good. And I'll show you, as long as it's okay with our friend Lantis here. I'll show you what I'm talking about, and I'll kill them enough times to do it. 3 to 4 times, yeah. I think that one should die. No, it's got one more res on it. Yeah, see? And now it's dying permanently over here. So now there's one less because it died permanently. We're down to just 3 of them. You should kill the dub switch, by the way. No, you're good. We got one. I got to show it off. You're good. A-okay. So yeah, and you should always just go for the dub switch, honestly. You should not do what I just did there. But I was doing it because I wanted to check for drops less efficiently, and I just wanted to see it. That's okay. We got it. We got the footage. Leave me alone, you stupid Del Saber. Yes, yes, the Switch has the same HP no matter which difficulty you're playing, which is why you should just kill the Switch. And the reason I actually found that out originally, Corgi, was one day, years ago, I was using a master weapon to farm experience from Dubchicks because I was like, I could just do this infinitely and not have to do any actual work here. And so that's what I did, I found out that, no, they in fact will eventually die. You can't just infinitely bang on one machine. It was also not an efficient way to do it, but it was not a point of efficiency. It was a point of, can I do it? Ow. What are we at? 3 hours? Okay, cool. I think once we finish up with the spaceship, I will be done streaming for the day. I would be happy to keep playing after, but I like to keep my streams about 4 hours, so that way my YouTube VODs don't get too long. But I'm happy to keep playing afterward if you want to keep playing, Lantis. Just as a heads up, though, I will be ending the stream at that point, just to keep things nice and bite-sized. Because 4 hours is more bite-sized. I don't know if bite-sized is quite the right word, but... Fuck off, Del Sabers. I mean, at least they're not, poison lilies, but... Moon mono. Mind autogun. Sure. Yeah, it'll be, I end my streams at 10 my time, so 11 your time, so perfect. I do want to go ahead and finish this map set, though, tile set. Oh, I didn't quite make it past that one. You need your cutie sleep, fair enough. And either way, I will say I have been having a very good time chatting with you and playing with you. So I hope I see you in future streams, especially like maybe next Wednesday when I do another one of these streams. Or if you're interested in playing in the one-shots, like I said, I know it's not convenient for everyone, but if you are in the if you do decide you want to play, because you clearly have played, we are playing 5th edition though. Are they immune to fire? I didn't know that. Or was it because he was in a weird position on his animation? But yeah, if you are interested in playing a 5th ed one-shot at any point, you know, feel free. New players who have not been in it. Oh yeah, how do I do that? I have not messed with guild cards in so long. Chat. Guild card. My card. Send. Measure. Cool. I should try to get a bunch of those so I can do gallons and get the warrior wall, because I don't have the warrior wall and I would like to get it, but I don't want to sit and do button mashing or timing for 3 hours straight. And I know if you have so many, it's worth quite a bit. No one caught the Nidoran female. Sad. When you do quest NPCs, so that's awesome. I like that. I love it. Is this a miasma room? It is a miasma room. Does this turn off the miasma? It does. Beautiful. I'll take a dye fluid. What, pan arms? Oh gosh. Cat rated fill, so now I'm getting double fill in my stream on the side. Let me close down one of these. Boop. Okay. Oh, I know Corgi's a VIP, so he couldn't do it if I asked him to. It didn't go. What happened? Let's try that again. Boop. What? No. What the heck? Why did it do that? There we go. my best friend in the world, by the way, another person. She is not anything like me when it comes to streaming, though. She is a very loud and boisterous and energetic and joking individual, which makes us great when we collab, because one of us is the clown shoe, me, and, well, the serious man Flash clown shoe. I'm the one who gets all the jokes thrown at, and I am perfectly okay with that. Wait, no. I wanna dump my stuff first. Yep. But yeah, if you get, she just ended her stream, so don't worry about it right now. But if you want someone who's also a big Dungeons and Dragons nerd, but is a lot more energetic, a lot more loud, makes a lot more jokes. That's a +8 soul auto gun, man. That's cool. Give her a check. I love that girl. She is my best friend. I have known her since we were both middle schoolers. And so I will always sing her praise. She started streaming because I started streaming, and now she's more successful than I am, which I love. Especially since I am the one who helped her set up like everything she does. So, you know, it's nice to know that my stuff's been really successful for her. Not everything. I gave her the basics and then she took care of the rest. Oh, I don't remember this fight. It's dragon, but different, and I don't remember it. Oh shit. Thank you. Come on, game. I'm just trying to physically start my movement. Okay. Oh, you got it. Okay. Jerk. And now he does the dives. I remember he does the dives like the regular dragon here. That's not the... Oh my gosh! He is doing so much damage! I guess I need the freeze resist so that way I don't get stunned by the freeze. Get some iframes that way. No, I don't want to beat up that one. I want to beat up this one. Come on. I've been trying. I'm just not happening very fast. There we go. Like, I've been doing this. I'm just a bit slow at it, apparently. Oh! Hey, I got a Brave Knuckle. First run of it, and I got a Brave Knuckle. Why is the camera still at the upward angle? That's so annoying. How am I supposed to see where these damn boxes are? GG indeed. We'll pick up these randoms. Oh. Alright, well, that... Ooh, a Mind Glaive. I'll take a Mind Glaive to give to my other character. Alright. And head back to the Pioneer 2. But with that, we're going to go ahead and do these last little things. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the stream. Also, for anyone, since they've been such a cool person today, make sure... They said that they don't stream on a regular basis, but that doesn't mean you can't go check them out. If they're as cool for you as they have been for me, it's going to be an amazing time. Only the best of feelings for you. Big love. I hope we can be good friends in some capacity. And I hope we can play again together, because I've had such a lovely time with you today. Oh, I don't have any money on me. Right. Can I switch over to chatting, please? Yeah, it's been so good to have you on here. So, thank you for being so chill. Thank you for hanging out. Let's find someone to raid. I could double up on Phil and really give him anxiety, but he should be about done with his stream in about half an hour. So let's instead let's raid into It Gets Steven Better, who was hanging out with us earlier. He's also playing Blueburst, Ephinea. So we're gonna go raid into him. Yeah, it's been fun. He's currently at level 10, so he's seeming pretty early. He's doing quests. So that's awesome. Let's raid into him. That being said, I'm going to say the stuff I always say, but I always mean it. Thank you guys for being part of my evening. Thank you for letting me be part of yours. We're going to get some arrows today, and you chose to spend them with me. That's not a small thing. It's never a small thing. You guys hung out with me all day. You have made this such a fun stream. This game's always good for a community. I will raid Phil next time, Cat. This guy was hanging out with us, and I want to go check him out and stuff, so we're going to go raid into him. But yeah, thank you guys. Big love, everyone. Tomorrow is Thursday. We will be playing Elden Ring Seamless Co-op randomized with our boy, the local dreamer. So if you guys are into that, check us out. If not, I understand. That being said, that's all I've got. Big love, everyone. Bye.